My name is Carolina Teresa.
And I'm Melissa Rich.
And this is Hoes with Feelings.
Well, my friend comes at me right as I walk in the door. I had a challenging transit situation.
You know what, Melissa?
And she just decides to come for my life the second I walk into the studio.
First of all, you know my heart and you know who I am. And you know that I'm never coming at you like that. You always take it the wrong way. Always.
I would like to pose a question to the audience. If you show a photo from a family event where glam was paid for, hair is done, your friend says, oh my gosh, I haven't seen any pictures. Show me a picture. You show a picture and your friend says, did you like that? Did you like how the makeup looked? Is that shady?
I don't
Is
like
that the shadiest thing you've ever
the way
heard?
You're phrasing it.
That was literally it. I said they did glam. I liked it. Blah 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 blah.
I didn't hear you say I liked
second later,
it.
Did you like it?
Yeah, and then the only reason why was because I just felt
That's
like
the shadiest thing I've ever heard.
I felt like your eyes looked really different, and it's not how you usually do your makeup, and that was all.
Yeah, I had lashes on. Yeah, I did like it. Now I question that, and I see it in your eyes that you didn't like it. It's so rude. It's so fucked up.
No, I'm not
but
saying
honestly,
I didn't like it,
it's a perfect.
Now I feel like I have to tread lightly. Everything I say.
Well, no, now you already said it. You already said it.
Yeah, what if I say something else that makes you upset? Now I have to be
well, no, it's already done. It's already done. Now you can say whatever you want. It's a good, honestly, insight into, I think, the way weddings make everyone feel.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure, is that a big deal? No, but it's oh, okay, we're going to have these pictures for the rest of our family's lives. You know what I mean? They're whatever. I was not self-conscious about that, but now I am.
Oh, boy. I really wasn't trying to be mean at all.
I feel anxious. I feel crazy. Today I woke up. I think yesterday I felt cool, relieved, everything's done. I think I'm also still catching up on sleep.
Yeah.
Whatever. I feel we went in with a crazy thing of the wedding, but the wedding was actually really fun. It was good.
It looked good from what I got to see.
Well, don't talk like that and you'll get to see all the photos. You won't.
I wanted to see Frank's suit.
Yeah, Frank looked great.
Yeah, I saw it before you guys went. I thought it looked good. I went to see him all dressed up.
Yeah, it looked great.
Yeah, I hate weddings don't make anyone feel good. So I am sorry if I did hurt your feelings.
That's okay.
I wasn't saying
so
I disliked it. I literally just meant it looked different. And I'm used to seeing your makeup the way you do it. That's like me doing a different look on my face and you being like, oh.
I would say, wow, look at my gorgeous friend on a special day where she got glam. I would never, ever say to anyone, that's different. Because I would know that that's a mean thing to say.
I didn't say
that's
it
a shady thing to say.
I didn't say it like that.
You watch enough Housewives. You watch enough Housewives to know what that's different means.
In my defense, if it was shady.
And there were questions before. Did you do your makeup? Did you whatever? You had enough preface where I was oh, she's getting a running start. I knew it. I knew something was coming. I went in the bathroom to fucking fix my hair. I knew something was coming to piss me off. I was and she was flipping through my phone, through all of these other pictures. She's like, what's this? I'm like, are you in 2018? Where are you going in this phone?
I was just looking for more wedding photos.
Well, you're lucky you didn't see something that you don't want to see. That's ballsy on your part as well.
I mean, you can hide those photos. You know that,
Someone
right?
Just told me that.
Yeah, you can hide all your naughty photos.
Whatever.
And I don't have any, if you went through my phone, you wouldn't find any naughty photos.
Well, you're married. What are you sending? What are you sending?
Okay, I could take that the wrong way, but I won't. I could take that the wrong way, but I won't.
Whatever.
That doesn't matter. See, look, it doesn't matter to you, but actually that's a
But I said that on purpose.
Okay.
I said that on purpose
and
as a little joke. Did it break
me.
you?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm so sorry. It's just different. Being married is just different.
It is. Shit.
Whatever. It was a good time. And honestly, what could the disasters I was kind of imagining in my head, I'm what if I fucking, I have to do this to her dress the whole time. If I fuck up the dress, I fuck up my dress. I was just imagining all these disasters that could happen. I think it was actually more high stakes than if it were my own wedding. Do you know what I mean? because I was just worried to ruin it for someone else who I care about.
Or
who I'm like scared
and also
that she
your
would be mad
older
at me.
sister.
I'm older, yeah.
Your
As
older sister
everyone
and
was
you-
loving to talk about at the wedding. Yeah, of course.
Ooh, I meant in like a nurturing kind of way where you're like,
100%.
this is my little sister. I need to nurture her and
I
take
don't
care of
wanna-
her and make
yes,
her
and I-
feel happy.
Yes, exactly. It was very, not like people pleasing, but like I just wanted her to feel good. Then it was so funny, you know, of course, we're at the rehearsal dinner, and I have to say at least like 10 to 12 people from like her new family, all of these people are like, you're a comedian, can't wait to see your act tomorrow. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. It's gonna be so funny. I was like, this is my nightmare. I don't even like doing
really
stand-up.
sad. I hope you made them all
Literally,
cry.
I was like, now I'm going to do no jokes.
Don't make it funny. How
I
was
did.
it?
I did. I threw some jokes in because I just didn't want to like disappoint anyone. It was a really tricky position to be in because
Mhm.
I obviously didn't want to go up and do stand-up and be like, here's my type 5. Also, I'm doing the speech with my other sister. We're like kind of going back and forth. So we like prepared stuff, which we worked like really hard on it. I think it was good, but you never know what someone's going to like or not like. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to like make it sweet and cute and with some gags. It was crazy. But like that made me so even right before, like we're at the venue after the ceremony, everyone's like, are you excited? I can't wait. And people are literally saying like act, skits. I'm like, why does this feel like a JFL audition all of a sudden? Like I was just like, what is going on?
Well, because
It
there was
psycho.
that one girl who went viral for her wedding speech to her sister.
What was it?
It was funny. It was funny, but she did do a type 5. She had
Oh,
that
really?
thing jam-packed full of jokes. It was good.
You
but
should have
it
sent
was
that to
like-
me.
I should have sent it. Oh, yeah, I should have sent it to you. It was good. But I also, it felt a little like, I don't know. I literally, when I got married, I said to Artie,
Don't do
'cause
jokes.
I said to Artie, because my friend Artie, our friend Artie, officiated my wedding and she's a comedian. I said, bitch, this is my wedding, not no fucking type 5. So I don't want you up there talking about yourself. You're talking about me. You're talking about
100%.
harmony. You're talking about
100%.
love.
Yep.
Okay?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And that's what we did.
because it can, that's dicey. You know what I mean? That can get dicey. I've seen some really
I
bad
was really nervous. Yeah.
speeches.
And
at
nothing
weddings.
kills the vibe at a wedding like a bad speech. That's what I was really worried about. And obviously, I would have felt it if it did. It did not. It was good, but it was like the stakes were so high.
And it felt good when you finished.
Yeah, it felt good when
Okay,
I
good.
finished. Yeah. Yeah, people liked it. So yeah, it was just like, it was psycho. It was really psycho. But I had a good time.
Why was it psycho? I don't understand. Just the feelings.
formality. The formality of the whole thing of like, we're in a church.
Did you
We're
cry?
like, yeah, big
During
time.
your speech?
Oh no, not during my speech.
Oh, okay. Just like in the church.
I cried actually more at the rehearsal.
Oh.
So I was like, oh my God. Like literally in my mind, I was just like, she's a baby. She's a baby.
I know. And she look it too. She looks like so sweet.
She does
young.
look young, yeah. But actually,
Mm.
she's a really fine age to get married.
How old is she?
27.
27. Yeah, that's fine.
When like it all started happening, I was like, oh my God, I'm going on vacation. You know, these girls are all 24, blah, blah, blah. My friend was like, I think your sister's like 28 or something. And I was like, no way. And then I just realized like, I'm thinking like, well, I'm 28. She's 24. She's whatever. Like, I was just like, I had no concept of like reality.
Because age is not real.
Yeah, it was psycho. I'm obviously still, I don't know, recovering from all of
Buzzing.
it.
You're buzzing.
Yeah.
I'm
Not in a
absolutely
fun
buzzing.
way.
Oh, no.
No, I don't know. It was fun. I feel like if you didn't trigger me right when I walked in, I would have had a more positive situation about it. But
That's me.
Yeah.
Pew, pew, pew.
she loves to come for me.
I do not.
How are you feeling?
I'm literally obsessed with you. I brought your red 90 that I got you at the thrift store. I washed it. I
Yay!
forgot it at home though. I like put it in a bag and everything.
Wait, I also have a corset at your house.
No, you
Put
don't.
the corset with that.
The
You told
corset.
me
No,
there's
you have
some
like a
black
tube
corset.
top, a
Oh,
tube
okay.
top, and a t-shirt that says
Can't
you
even
asked,
think about that.
and a tank top that says you asked for it or something.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you have a couple of
asked
things in my
for
house.
it.
I need to put that in the back, or you
Okay,
can just
cool.
come get them.
I was just at your house.
When?
when we watched Bravo for like 10 hours.
Seems like I might have to
It was
hold
a
them
couple weeks
hostage.
ago.
You can get them when you come.
All right. Bring them to LA. We're
No.
going to LA.
No.
I think that's also stressing me out. I'm like, okay, I just traveled. Now I just like committed to leaving again on Thursday. I know.
Is your flight from New Jersey or New York?
New York.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's actually not even bad. Well,
I'm
I didn't tell
flying
you
from New
this.
Jersey.
This was another thing that made the wedding a little stressy. So I have a 6:20 a.m. flight out of Newark. Leave my house at like, I don't know, 3:30 or something. I managed to sleep for 1 hour, get there. They board half the plane, deplane everyone, flight canceled.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah. So this is Thursday, right? Thursday morning. Yeah. Then, they're like, we can put you on a flight to Orlando. You'll get into Pittsburgh. I was like, do not take me to Orlando, whatever. So I just get a rental car. I'm on 1 hour of sleep. I drive 7 hours. It was psycho. Get there, get a pedicure, fucked it up, as you can tell. Then go to like 2 different dinners, like one, my mom's dinner, then we're at Bethany's in-laws, and then go to bed. You know, we do whatever the next day is fine. The day of the wedding, I gotta say, if I ever get married, everyone's sleeping till 9 or 10. Like, I don't care what time the ceremony starts, but like to have people up at 7.
No. Yeah, I agree with you. I think you do an afternoon wedding.
I think the girls were at the hotel by like 8:30. The wedding was at like 5 or something. No, the wedding was at 3. The wedding was at 3.
Okay. I think maybe have it at 5 or 6.
Whatever.
A
Not my
nighttime
wedding. And I respect every choice my sister made. It was gorgeous. It was stunning. She did it. But I was like cross-eyed, sleepy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, and you have to push through. I know what you mean.
It was psycho. And then the next day, they had a breakfast at 9 a.m.
Yeah, I don't.
So I was just like, wow. And then we drove back then too. It was crazy. But that's truly my only complaint is waking up early. Everything else was totally gorgeous.
Gorgina.
Mm-hmm. What time did your wedding start?
I don't remember.
I remember it was late.
Yeah,
I remember it was late.
It was late, yeah. But I'm like,
we thought it.
You thought I was a runaway bride?
She might have run away.
I wasn't a runaway bride, but I somehow forgot the dress, and somebody needed to go get the dress and bring it to me.
Your dress?
Sydney had to bring me my dress, like
You
and
never
then it was a
told
thing.
me.
Yeah, that's why I was late, because they were bringing me my dress.
Where'd you leave the dress?
At
your
my house.
And then you were at an Airbnb.
Yeah, I was getting ready at an Airbnb close to the park.
Oh my God.
It was fun though.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Wow. You remembered everything else but the dress. Wow.
That's something I would do.
Team.
It doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Like I'm not gonna pile on. I'm not gonna feel guilt about that when I know that's
definitely
who
don't feel
I am.
guilt. I feel nothing but hilarity hearing that. That's the funniest thing I've ever heard, and I had no idea that happened.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I forgot the dress, and then I think that was it. And then also Hamide was running so behind as well, so
Sure.
I don't really know what his thing was.
Do you know what one of the photographers said that I keep thinking about? We were taking pictures for like hours. She said, "Relaxed arms or skinny arms."
Love that.
I do.
I
too.
love that.
But I'm like, she said that to a lot of people and given them complexes. But also,
but you have
good
a skinny
advice.
arm.
Yeah, but if I could make it not skin if I tense up or like squish the
So
skin.
you think that like if you have it,
Relaxed
I mean, you
arms or
can't tell
skinny
because I'm
arms?
wearing this poofy dress, but like, what is a skinny arm?
I don't know. I'm sure it's really relative.
Yeah, that's true. Believe that. I'm excited to talk about our topic. I mean, I don't really have anything to like go over. Like,
You
I
seem
got my
good.
cat back.
Yeah.
I got my cat back. I mean, I have my struggles, but I got my cat back. And that is like, that's why I think I'm in like such a good mood.
Wait, so did you leave George in New Jersey and you came back?
Last week. Yes.
Oh, I thought you brought him back.
No, I brought
when you
George
came
back last night. No, I didn't bring him back. George has been gone all week. George is my baby son. He's my cat.
Was he there alone, or did Kendra come back?
Kendra was there, and
Okay.
Parker was there, but he was hiding from them. So he's
That's
back home, and
stressful.
it's been just so beautiful and amazing. And I had a really good day with Hamide yesterday.
What'd you do?
Even though he was like kind of grumpy because he was sleepy, like we went to my uncle's house. We had lunch with my uncle. My
Tio
uncle
Juan?
gave us Tio Juan. He
Nice.
gave us a smoker.
It's a smoker.
Like a barbecue, but it's a smoker.
Mm.
So we can like smoke stuff. I want to smoke turkey legs like they do in Disney World.
Mm.
Have you ever had a turkey leg from Disney World? You never
don't
had a turkey
know.
leg from Disney World?
I don't think so. I gotta say, I've repressed a lot of Disney
Oh.
memories, I think.
I don't remember shit about Disney World, and I used to go
Where do
almost
they have
every
turkey
year.
legs?
They had turkey leg. Was it Epcot? I don't
Oh,
know.
in
They were
Epcot. Okay.
they were around, but they were just so good. And I want to remake that in my smoker now because I have a smoker.
I'm not a big turkey girl.
I'm not a big turkey girl either, but these turkey legs are bomb and they're big.
All right.
All right, let me make it
Do
and
it
you'll
for
see.
do a Friendsgiving.
I am going to do a Friendsgiving.
Okay.
So I'm going to do my turkey legs for Friendsgiving.
Great.
Then we went to go see Katie and we dropped off some books for her to read and then a book for her baby son. And we hung out with them for a
Give
few.
her some weird quest books.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Fantasy, fairies,
Nice.
questing. Yeah. And then we went and got George and then we went to the thrift store and we went thrifting. We got some cute little moments. Actually, the coat I'm wearing today is Hamade's coat, but it's thrifted.
Cute.
And then we just came back home and like watched TV. No, we went to my parents' house too. It was a day of like going around and seeing friends and family a lot.
That's nice.
But it was kind of cute. It was kind of nice. We were supposed to have our sexual rendezvous last night.
That's what I was going to ask about.
We didn't have our
It
sexual
was
rendezvous.
on the calendar.
It was on the calendar, but we were both so tired because I went out the night before
right.
to that
Radio
after
City.
party. Yeah, that after party. And I came home drunk and fell asleep on the couch. And then when I went to get in the bed in the morning, Hamade was naked. And I was like, Hamade only is in the bed naked if he wants to have sex. And I was like, why are you in the bed naked? And he's like, well, I tried to get you off the couch to come into the bed. And
And you were passed out.
yeah.
Is Hamade into morning sex or no?
He's not a morning sex person. Personally, I feel as though Hamade likes to have sex when I'm like sleepy. I think his kink is like secretly like sleep.
Because you're like a little
sex.
quieter.
I don't know.
A little bit more.
That's sick. I told him, I said, you're sick. You're nasty.
You're nasty.
You're just a nasty boy.
Well, you being sleepy is part of who you are. So he just likes that part of you the most.
I don't know.
Where the volume's turned down and
Maybe. I mean, but that's a lot of men like that because they're sick.
they are.
And
Men
this
are
ties into our
sick.
topic. This ties into our topic very well.
It sure does.
Because the idea that they want us to be less loud and to be quiet and to be meek, we want to talk about the divine feminine energy. It's all over TikTok.
Being the TikTok
Soft girl life, all of this stuff.
Soft girl life? Is that one of the hashtags?
Have you ever heard that one? That one's like,
No. I hate that. I
I'm
hate that.
screaming for
I gotta say,
soft
this was
girl.
not coming up on my TikTok at all. You sending me all of those, I started going down a hole about it.
Okay, but I
that
don't
was
think
not
that
coming up
I
for me.
sought it out, but
Of
I think it
course.
sought me out.
They found you. Well, you like the sleeves. That's the aesthetic.
Just because I like a poofy sleeve. I will say, I know.
And the Danielle Bernstein. You're searching for
Shh, don't tell
that.
people. Shh. I do not.
You're allowed one problematic.
Okay, yeah. So if
follow.
we're allowed one problematic follow, Danielle Bernstein is mine. And I don't want to hear it because I've heard it all. And it's just like, leave me alone.
I've done enough. I've given her enough shit. No one else has
People
to.
have given me shit. And it's like, it's my one. I know she bad, but for some reason, I can't stop watching.
And you love the clothes.
Shut up. I do love the clothes. Okay, you know what? Say what you want to say about the bitch. She's making 14s and 16s.
That's, yeah. And most of them are not. So
Okay.
we'll say one positive about
Okay. Say what you want to say about the hell, but the clothes fit. Anyway. The divine feminine, all of this stuff, like it started coming up onto my page, like all of this. And as I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, I could see how one could fall for this. And maybe it is targeting me because like I could see myself falling for this if I was a different person.
Right.
Right? I think, whoa, but it's so intense. There's so many different kinds of stuff. Like I told you, there was this one girl, the girl that like looks kind of like Russian, and I think her name is like Anastasia or Natasha.
Was that the one whose face was
Who's frozen.
which you know I love, but this, as we said, was not from Botox.
It
This
was just
from pulling everything in. And also she said something crazy on her video where it was like the dark divine feminine or something like that.
Dark
where I
divine
was
feminine
like,
energy.
"Ooh,
That's another one.
that's different. I
But
could
it's a
see
good thing.
demon in her eyes. This is what I
Mary
worry
Kate
about.
said she's not real. She said it's AI.
Could be AI. Yeah. That's so funny. Are we going to have to worry about like AI TikTok people?
Yeah, I think we are. And it's like,
Ooh.
it seems like it's for women. Like I was like,
No.
we should dress in our divine fit. Like they say the way to dress is to, cover yourself a little bit, but also just be delicate and feminine.
That's what I thought. I was like, this is a dress for someone. Like I could be like, I like fairies. Or you know what I mean? Like a creepy, like to me, a lot of it is veering into the child lady lane, which I am always very creeped out by.
The girls say you want to talk slowly.
You
want to talk lowly.
Slow.
You want to make eye contact. You want to focus. Don't walk too fast.
Right.
So it's like, why can't I walk fast?
Because
so that men can catch me?
Right. All of it makes you like a lot more easy. And that's what does worry me about when you said you found yourself susceptible to it or whatever. Like there's a lot of girls.
Because I was like, some of this is correct. Like,
sure.
Like
that's the thing. It sounds good up top. And then it takes a turn where it's like, oh, like, make sure you stand in your power and
don't
talk
self-doubt.
bad about yourself.
Don't talk
blah,
bad
blah,
about yourself.
Because he wants to worship you. So then if you talk bad about yourself, then he's worshiping someone who's not worthy or something like that. And it's like,
and
okay, now we just veered off the road,
Yeah.
It always takes a weird turn. And I understand that there's this idea that like you stand in your power and like attract what you deserve and desire. But I also think there's girls who are like, oh, okay, I'm not going to ask for a raise or gun for this promotion because that is aggressive and not feminine or something like that. Like there's just like a lot of ways it can go very, very wrong.
You know what it is? Because it's like, I don't know. There is a part of it that kind of sounds like, to me, it's like them saying like, don't be aggressive. Don't say what you want. Just kind of like exude it. You know what I mean?
And I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed to exuding. And I don't think that like, yeah, that's not it.
No, but
no, but that is it.
No, that is it. Because
Yeah.
they're saying like, you don't want to be like this. You don't want to be like that. And like, and I feel like as someone who like, I know I come off as very femme because of the way that I dress.
But as you have said, and I accept in you,
yeah,
you're a, what do you say, butch femme?
I am a butch femme in the sense that like there's a lot of like, you know what I mean? Like
you played rugby.
I played rugby. I'm a short little squat, little chunky little.
People contain multitudes.
People contain multitudes,
like,
but that stuff makes me feel like, oh, I can't be that way. Or just the idea that you can't laugh too loud. That was another one when a girl was like, you don't want to laugh too loud. Or like, you have to like dress yourself appropriately. Like you want to always, one girl was like, you have to always wear makeup.
Dumb. It's obviously all very
dumb. It's also
dumb.
very weird gender roles because it's very 100%. Like exclusionary. Like it's like girls, boys, girls, boys. I hate that.
100%.
But I could still find myself being like,
Ultimately, what I saw it as when you sent me these things, I was like, this just seems like the Republicans funded AI and were you know what I mean? Because it's like the low T thing, which I couldn't remember the term for. I was texting you about it. Like when Barbie came out and like all this stuff, they were like, Ken's low T. Like all these guys supporting feminism or liberal guys, they're low T. And it seems like the opposite end of it, where it's like, okay, they're bullying guys into being mass. Instead of bullying women, there's just kind of a different route where they're like, be this instead. And like,
yeah. It's like they're trying to mesmerize us. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, obviously, like, if people are finding something positive about it that like gives them power, I'm not going to like shit on it. But it's at the same time, I think, really detrimental.
Well, it's like, yes, this could like being in your divine feminine, but there's so many things. And then some of the girls, when they're talking, like they're like, it's because I grew up really rough and like I always had to take care of myself and like I never really allowed people to take care of me.
Well,
and
who
like,
does that sound like? Brynn from Real Housewives.
Yes.
I think Brynn is, and I really hesitate to talk any kind of shit. I'm not being shady because I realize that what she went through like can even stunt you in some ways. But like as soon as she starts talking in that like baby-ish voice, like it gives me like I've always seen Ariana Grande, Don't Come For Me, like she really leans into the like the infantilizing.
Well, she doesn't anymore, I don't think.
Maybe not anymore, but I was
like
always like the bows, whatever. I was just kind of
Mm-hmm.
like, ugh. So never really got into it. Brynn, you know, even in the last episode, she's like, my next birthday, I just want a little cupcake with a candle for me. And I'm just like, it's literal baby
Yeah.
talk to the camera. It's very
She's
weird.
like, boys, come over here.
Literally, like the book stuff randomly. Like it's all to me like very calculated image stuff, which obviously
Yeah.
you're on a reality show. I understand that.
I would be terrible on a reality show just because I
think?
wouldn't. I think so. I wouldn't be able to do what she's doing. I would just have to
But
go
you don't
there.
have to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Like, look at Jessel. Like, Jessel obviously at the top of the season had like a really weird image. I think that most people were not into her. And now she's by far the standout.
The most likable, yeah.
It's funny. I mean, like, I don't know. I think Brynn, it's at the end of the day, she's pick me girl. She loves the guy. She's a guy's girl. Like, we were talking about the cake thing at the birthday party. Like,
Okay, I want to say something
okay.
that is, I don't know how it's going to sound.
All right.
But she does this thing where she's like, and she's a good example of what I would say, like, she's tapped into her feminine energy, right? Like,
Yeah.
she is very flirty. She's very, you know, the way she dresses, it's like the headbands, the bows, kind of like, it's very, I don't know. But she also still ultimately, like, seems to be chasing after something.
Yeah. Which is technically, I don't think she's doing to the T what the TikToks are telling you to do, but I think
Yeah.
she's like on the route to it. Because she's very driven.
Mm-hmm.
She is like self-sustaining, self-possessed, like a bit aggressive sometimes. Like, I hate when they use the word aggressive in the TikToks where they're like, you don't want to be aggressive. Like, this is aggressive. I'm like, that's not aggressive.
But also, it's like, what if I am like? Sometimes it's okay to be
Be
aggressive.
aggressive, yeah,
So you're
of
trying to tell me
course.
for the rest of my life I can't ever be aggressive?
No, it's a very flawed idea. It's hard to even talk about this because like it's obviously dumb. But
It's obviously dumb, but I think it is interesting because of, like you were saying, like about Brynn and where she's coming from. Like, I think about where it comes from, how
Yeah.
it manifests, and who's gonna listen to it,
yeah,
and how it could
Yeah.
negatively affect them or positively affect them. Because like you said, like there are some things in it that like make sense, but that's how they get you. They come in and they're like, you need to be always, you know, championing yourself, speak positively about yourself so that a man can come and think positively
Right.
of you and then buy you stuff or buy you. And it's just like, or like the idea, and I like the saying, if he wanted to, he would. I do
Right.
believe in that up to a certain point, because it's like, that's when it starts to become more about like, I think classism a little bit. Like, I believe if he wanted to, he would. I think, you know.
but there's also people who are shy and like want to do something and are too scared to and whatever
Yeah.
and like live with regret. Like, I think that's definitely true. Like, I think there's a lot of guys who string people along or whatever and like
Mhm.
if you want to or what. But there's also shy people.
There's shy people, but I think there's also just like the idea of that, like, I don't know, that your value is monetary
Yeah.
from this whole divine feminine energy. Like, he'll do all these things for you.
Well, and what is
if
it ultimately?
you
It's the
are divine
manifesting.
feminine. Yeah.
It's like the manifesting stuff. And this is where I think like the manifesting gets like a little kooky.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, but that's why I say the Republican agenda where they're like, okay, yeah, sit here and manifest. Go do that. Yeah, wait for it to come to you. Blah, blah, blah. Like it's creating what like the hyper masked man wants
Mhm.
ultimately.
Truly. And that's the other thing. It's like, you're saying like, oh, you want to present yourself this way, you know, you want to do this and like dress a certain way and present yourself this way. For who? What does that man look like? The one that I'm supposed to be trying to attract right now. Are there only going to be millionaires?
Right. Well, that's what I think most of them are like when they say what you want, the life that you want, they are
Mhm.
talking about getting a rich
They
man.
are talking about getting a rich man.
Are we opposed to that? No.
No.
Get your bag.
Get your bag, but also like keep your eyes open. I just feel like if this was framed more of like, you want to have the divine feminine energy so you can trick men and trick on them, then
Mhm.
I would be more down with it.
Right.
But the way that it goes, and also it's exclusionary. I'm just like, what if I'm just a femme presenting person? can this, you know what I mean? It just feels like, you know, it's exclusive, not just exclusive, but discriminatory. Like it's not, it doesn't include everybody.
It doesn't include trans people. It doesn't include gay people. Yeah, of course.
And it also is just like puts a big pink bow on shit that like is a little fishy.
Yeah.
The one girl said, one girl was like, what you want to do with your body language is you want to do the double gaze.
What's
so
that?
it's like when you're talking to someone, and I think Bryn does do this. She's like, like, I don't know.
That's giving mechanical doll to me.
Yeah, but
that's Bryn. I mean, I think you really see it. I'm confused about what you did, but I feel like it's something like
it's like, yeah, you get their gaze and then you blink and then you get it again.
Bryn, where it's like, you know, it's a bit.
I'm gonna start doing that.
Creepy for sure, but like men are dumb and like tricks do work on them.
Tricks do work on men.
So I get it why women are doing this, and I think there is something where you're exuding a certain energy that is obviously very real. You can exude sexuality, you can exude whatever, like with barely any body language or whatever, like just with your intentions, of course. Will that work in the workplace in a way that you need it to? Maybe. I don't know. Like at the end of the day, like we live in a world where like that stuff, the subtleties of that kind of thing might not be enough to get you where you need to go. But I don't think a lot of these girls are trying to climb the corporate ladder anyway. You know what I mean?
Maybe they are. I don't think they're using their divine feminine to climb the corporate ladder.
But I'm just saying like it's a great way to make women not want to do that. You know what I mean? Like to get them out of like the room so that men can keep running shit and they can be like, I'm at home taking care of myself, doing self-care and preparing my hair and my body because it makes me feel good. Like, yeah, obviously. But like, and if that's what you want, that's what you want. Like, it's weird to kind of put it in a feminism context because I think at the end of the day, feminism is supporting women in whatever they want to do. No, but a lot of
the girls are saying that divine feminine energy is not really a feminist thing. And,
of course. It doesn't read as
the right-wing men on TikTok who are talking about having feminine energy and women need to go back to being like women. Get your ass in the fucking kitchen, bitch. Those motherfuckers... Those motherfuckers want you to be.
They love these TikToks. Yeah,
they love those TikToks because they want you to be like this little angel girl. And it's just like, I don't know. I don't like that because it's like, I, of course, would love to be an angel girl. If I could be an angel girl, I would be an angel girl, just like a little dainty little flower. But that's not who I am. Like, I grew up rough and tough, tumbling around with my cousins who are all football players.
Well, also because, like, the world has.
And my dad taught me to box from a young age. Like, I can't pretend that I don't know how to knock someone out.
Sure. But also, like, the world has required us to have those skills and be that.
Well, yeah. One of the girls says...
at least, like, emotionally, even with each other and everything.
The way you have to act in a way that makes a man want to protect you.
Well, that is a fucking red flag if I've ever heard one. That's crazy. I mean...
It's like,
but it's also like no, it's like okay,
safe.
Leave yourself, but it's also like leave yourself vulnerable until a man comes to protect you. Then, like you're just literally like, oh, help me until like you have a man. What is that?
Yeah, but also, what about like just the way that men can approach you? I feel like in general, that kind of thinking it puts women. I know it's weird.
What is it?
Miami Mint.
It doesn't taste like Miami Mint.
It tastes better, I think, than Miami Mint usually does. But anyway, like it makes me worried for girls who hear that and they're like, oh, if a man makes me uncomfortable, can't get too aggressive, can't be too loud.
100%.
You know what I mean?
From a safety standpoint, it is deeply problematic.
Like,
because then it's just acceptable. But that's why like it is ultimately a male agenda. And like we always have to be careful where it's like trends and things that we are receiving, messages, ideals.
So you need a high value man. It's like, okay, when you say high value man, are we talking about money?
High testosterone.
High testosterone and money. But then what about all the other parts? What about how he treats me? So he has money, but like what? He's popping me once or twice in the day?
They're not concerned about that. Yeah.
I swear to God.
If they're like, don't be aggressive, they're like, literally don't bother us while we're golfing and whatever. Like, yeah, when I was disturbed by the TikToks you sent me for sure.
Like,
I don't know, there's a hyper spiritual level to it where like that one guy who was like on a podcast. I mean, that whole world, like, do I subscribe to a lot of woo-woo shit? Absolutely. But then there's some where I'm just like, the vibe is off. That guy was maybe on the edge of that where he's like, I think women used to just sit on a throne and we would worship them and they'd have this energy that just like attracted everything to them. And then like we were scared about it. So we like knocked them down and made them against each other and blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of like, sure, I'll buy into that narrative.
Okay,
but, like,
so then now what do you want me
to do? What are we doing about,
what am I supposed to do now?
So you're going to take away all of our like physical reproductive rights. You're just going to like do something about it now. Yeah. Like if that's what these like spiritual guys, like at the end of the day, I think they have honestly similar agendas underneath all of that. Just the lip service up top sounds a little better. It's just like,
it's all
whatever.
Conspiracy.
I mean, I think this is not even a conspiracy. I think it's just like an open propaganda kind of thing that people are, because that one girl,
but it's a pretty package of propaganda, which is why we have to be careful.
Right. I mean, what would catch me maybe is like the femme who's really, you know, a good hostess.
Yeah.
And who makes people feel warm and whatever. Like that's the feminine that I do like to, you know, partake in. And not that men can't do that too. Leisure Center is probably a better host than me. We even had a conversation when we were first dating. He was like, when I come over, you should like, you know, see if I want some wine or something. Like, cause I was just like, you know what I mean? Like little things like that sometimes were not even on my radar. He is very good at. And that would be, I don't know, maybe a feminine trait.
Yeah, but like, whatever. Who cares?
Who cares, first of all?
First of all, don't want a man who has no feminine traits.
Oh my God,
I don't want a
man
who has no I'm sorry, I don't. Like, if you can't relate to me not one teeny tiny bit, if you can't, you know, if I can't go shopping with my man, we can't run up in the thrift store and pop off, like, I don't want to be with you. I don't want to be with a man who's like, I don't do that because I'm a man. Or like, sometimes that's hot, but like for the most part, it's bad.
Yeah, I really try to keep the straight men in my life to a minimum. I don't like to befriend them necessarily. I have one straight male friend in the whole arena for my life. I don't know.
I don't listen.
Connor, I love Connor, but like it's just like a weird energy, especially when they're all together, that I'm just like, this seems like a news story unfolding. I don't like to be around it.
I have guy friends. I have some guy friends, and like
I do have some guy friends. Sorry, I feel like I'm offending a lot of whatever. I do have a lot
say what you want to say. Yeah.
You know, friendly relationships that are with straight men. But it's difficult, I think. Because like at the end of the day, a lot of them like, I don't know. I'm like, are we on the same team?
They're not. You feel like you're not on the same team with them, you said? Absolutely not.
Are we?
No, we're not. Oh, for sure not. But also, they're just like
at the end of the day. And also, a lot of them cannot figure me out. First of all, I've fought with a lot of straight men, which is I think very weird and very unique to me, where I'm like, why do you feel comfortable like gunning for me in this weird way? It's very bizarre. Then I think there's this weird thing where it's like, okay, and maybe it is because I am in a relationship where it's like, okay, you are not showing me the version of yourself that's trying to fuck someone.
They aren't, or they feel this way about you?
They're not. I'm saying if they know that they are not going to have sex with me, now the signals are crossed the wires. How do you react and interact with a woman who you are not trying to have sex with?
Yeah.
And I think that kind of sends them into a little tizzy.
I could see that, but I also
think
then
they don't know what to do. And then like there will be many times if I am with Leisure Center and there's maybe a group of straight men and they're all interacting with Frank, I will easily not be acknowledged through an entire conversation. And I think sometimes that's like maybe out of respect for Frank, my boyfriend or whatever. But like the fact that you cannot figure out how to interact with people, like I can immediately clock if a straight man knows how to interact with me on a human level or not. And many of them don't.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that to trash the classic straight, but I think that there's like all of this helps muddle the situation, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I have
because then if they're
straight
expecting
friends,
women to be like, and then
but
like,
then
I'm
there
not.
have been straight men where I had to stop being friends with them because I was like, you know what? our beliefs don't align. And even though we're
Sure.
just friends, I don't like the way you live your life. I don't like the way you treat some women. I don't like the way you behave around women. I don't like this energy. And I'm not going to make that's one thing I will not do with being friends with a straight man is make excuses for him. No.
Yeah.
Like somebody says it ain't right. It's probably not right.
Right.
You know what I mean? If it ain't right, it ain't right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my question I was going to ask you is, when do you feel like you are in your divine feminine energy? Every time Hamane asks me to like help him with the groceries or something, I'm like, I can't. It's not in my divine feminine energy.
Well, yeah, it's obviously an amazing excuse
yeah.
to not do manual labor.
Yeah.
And I love that. This is a tricky one.
I know.
You know, when they're saying it on TikTok where they're like, when I'm dancing, when
I'm feeling free
and I'm in it.
When I'm taking care of my body and doing Pilates for 2 hours every day.
It depends. Like, I don't know if it is divine or not, but yeah, when Leisure Center is carrying a suitcase up the stairs or carrying all the bags and I'm unburdened, yeah, I feel pretty
nice.
fucking femme in that moment.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that like when I am able to like create something, like that feels, I don't know. Maybe that just makes me feel good about myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that maybe is feminine. I think that like to create is, I mean, I guess just humanity, but like, I don't know.
And do you feel like
doing my solo show, I felt like I was like, I birthed something.
Yes.
That is when I'm like, and then when you can pull something off, honestly, when I feel like almost like, I think this is maybe what they're going for in a different way, is when you have like doing stand up or when I'm doing the fucking bus tour or whatever. And it's just like flow state, killing it, like put processing
positive energy
in and out, and then like performing in that space and like giving this experience. That I think is like divine, whatever. I don't know.
That's not what the girls are talking about, but
it's
I like
different.
Your version better.
Yeah, when I'm crushing, that feels very divine to me. When I feel like I'm like taking something from wherever and putting it out in the world, that is like whatever.
Yeah.
What do you think?
About what?
I feel like you're gonna be like, when I'm getting fucked.
Well, I mean, I'm not
but
gonna
also
lie.
that too. Yeah, that too.
I'm not gonna lie. That is what I was thinking. When you were talking about all of this, I was like, yeah, that, but then also
getting
something
fucked.
else. Yeah, getting fucked.
On top. When I'm on top and I'm into it. Rare.
I would not. I mean, yeah, I hear you. Sometimes.
That feels more powerful.
That's rare. I feel like I never really want to be on top. It's a lot of work. Sometimes it's a rare moment when I'm like, you know what? I'm in the mood. But lately I have not been. Lately I've just been like, I don't want to do that. And he's trying to make me do it.
My divine feminine.
It's not my divine feminine right now.
I love it as an excuse. And I will say we support it as an excuse.
I think if someone is asking you to do something and you don't want to do it, I think whether you are femme, butch, whatever, just be like, I'm so sorry, that's not within my divine feminine energy.
And you can use that as for
everyone.
Whoever you
that's
are.
What I'm saying.
Besides,
everyone
I think,
should
straight
start
guy.
using it.
Or no, maybe even straight guys. If straight guys want to say, acknowledge their divine feminine, I think that's actually a really positive
preferable
thing. Yeah.
Get in touch with your, I think
maybe the whole movement is just being marketed to the wrong people.
Yeah. What if it was like everybody's getting in touch with their divine feminine energy it's like old, young, any gender,
100%.
any sexuality, any binary, like and we're all just in our feminine divine energy, but we don't use it to cater to the man.
Yes. Well, because I think the reason why all this shit doesn't work is because the world is like in a masculine set of ideologies at the moment. But maybe if everybody freaking got in the swing of it, we could change that and then it would work.
And my other thing I was going to ask you is, do you feel like dressing in a certain way makes you feel more into your divine feminine energy? Because they were saying cover up. And I was like, I feel more sexy and like.
Most of those girls had some titty action.
Yeah,
going.
like boob jobs.
Well, sure. But like they had like
their tits out like this.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, like, I feel like you know, it's up and a down. Sometimes I'm wearing baggy jeans. I feel sexy. Sometimes I'm wearing a hoochie mama outfit or a bathing suit. I feel sexy. You know, I'm very into a bikini thong for the beach nowadays.
Yeah.
That makes me feel sexy. But also this makes me feel, actually it doesn't make me feel sexy. It makes me feel cute. Makes me feel cool.
That's what I was going to say.
But the bitch is trying to be like, this is sexy. Is like, okay, girl, you dragging it. It's nice, but it's not sexy.
It's that version of sexy, which is rather docile and like whatever. And I think that I don't know why I keep bringing up Rim, but like when I was like this, like
I mean, she's a good example of kind of like what
the pilgrim dress
you could
for the
imagine
reunion.
it. Yeah,
like what, like that to me was.
And she does
Victorian
use a lot of classic silhouettes. You know what I mean? Like a 60s shift dress. She's
totally,
you know, and
I
like,
think that is all very intentional. Like, I don't think she's not a smart woman. I think that that's like very like
what we
Mad
have
Men
to acknowledge
or whatever, like,
is that if it's working for her, which in a sense it does seem to be working for her, like that, go off, sis. But just
absolutely.
My thing is that if you're gonna fall for that, or I don't want to say fall for that because that seems condescending, but like if you're going to subscribe to that, keep your motherfucking eyes open to like who and what you're really attracting and serving. 100%. Because don't sell your soul for like a rich man, and like don't change who you are. But then again, I feel bad because some of the girls are like, I didn't grow up with anyone. Again, like Bryn, like I had these rough childhoods, so like I just want to be taken care of, and it's like
I get that, but make sure you're taken care of by the right person, who's gonna treat you well and not be.
But the thing is, the divine feminine is saying like, if you change yourself and you become like this, you are going to attract the right person. And that's scary because what if you think what if you attract the wrong person? There's nothing you could have did about it. You attract the wrong person, they fuck you up. And then in the end, you're like, well, I wasn't divine feminine enough. You know what I mean?
Well, you weren't being yourself.
Yeah.
First of all, like, I think if you are like changing yourself and molding yourself to this ideal, then you're gonna attract someone who likes that ideal. Can you keep that up for your entire life? Do you want to keep that up? Like, does that feel right to you? No,
I mean, I would try. I maybe, you know, I guess I would try, but I don't think I'd be very good at it. I feel like my real personality would slip out.
Yeah, I feel better when I have more of an edge and a stronger world view, or I don't know, when I'm participating more, then I feel like these things are telling you to do, because it's a lot of like, be it at home in the bathtub taking care of yourself, which I love to do. That. So like, you have me at step one, but then it's not like, and then use that in the world to like do. It's more just like,
stay in there.
Do that.
Yeah. You'll go in the bath and you stay in the bath. Make sure your skin is nice and soft.
Literally. Yeah. And because it's hard, because they're like, for you, do it for you, make yourself feel like this. So it's like, yes, that.
And they never say like, move your body or exercise or work out or do Pilates.
But that's what it is.
For
they
2
don't
hours.
want you strong.
No. They want you to work out, but they don't phrase it in a strong way. They phrase it for aesthetics, but it's not like, you know, get in the gym and fucking lift so that you can crush things. You know what I mean?
Why would they want you to crush things?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That's everything. Heels, long hair, all ways to control
they say,
us. You know what I mean?
Hair. Like, and it makes me love my Bobbiana even more.
Whose joke was that? Where it's like, long hair, nature's leash. I don't remember whose joke that was.
That's funny. Whose joke was that?
Ashley Burke Roberts.
Okay.
Ashley Burke Roberts has a joke. That, I mean, you think we can run away fast in heels? No. Like, all of these things, I can't function very well in my life with the, you know, and you choose your battles. Choose what you like. These make me feel good. I'm doing it. Cute. Look. Oh, that one, that sucks.
Yeah. My nail broke.
Everything has an agenda behind it. And I think you just got to be.
I know, but what fascinated me was I was like, you know, if I was down and out, and this came across my For You page, or like I just gotten out of breakup and the guy said, oh, I was aggressive or I was too loud. Like, this is 100%. It's good. It's good in terms of like the marketing. It's good in terms of like, you know, it's it's effective. I could see someone scrolling and being like, this is what I need to do. Like, I need to be like this. And it's
Right.
like,
I think the idea is
not
right where
quite,
it's like
sweetheart.
embrace. I think if you embrace who you are in the midst of all of that, yes, like feel your power. You are power. Know your worth. Like be like this like divine feminine person, but then also like don't like throw away your traits.
Yeah,
your other
like
traits of who
don't
you
grow
are.
your hair out and feel like you always have to have your. And that's the other thing that annoyed me was like there's this element of like perfection of like you always have to have your nails done. You should always be wearing makeup. You should always be dressed like this. It's like no. We're human beings. Like that's impossible and that's a crazy standard. And then some. I'm sure there are people who are like, well, that's the standard I want to live by because blah blah blah. And I'm like, good for
Go
you, girl,
off,
but like
yeah.
go off. But this is for the girlies who are like, I don't know.
I think like the majority of people that we're friends with would see those and be like, that's insane. And probably feel a little intrigued by one part of it or whatever and be like, interesting. But then
Yeah.
ultimately be like, that's insane. It does worry me for people who, like you said, are in like a space and are looking for ways to improve themselves. And answer like there are plenty of ways to like get on a better path and a better mindset, but I don't know.
Because I even thought about it. I mean, I thought about it and I was like, am I like this?
But you do want to
Do
like
I have the
embrace-
feminine energy?
Right.
Do I need to change myself? Will this make my life better? It's fine to question those things, but I think ultimately, like, you got to stick to who you are. But I was showing it to Mary
100%.
Kate, and Mary Kate was very upset. Yeah, she was very upset. She was
I
like,
think the
this
lesbians
is
would
bullshit.
really hate
yeah,
that.
They,
Yeah.
they don't like
Of
it.
course.
And I agree with them. It's bad. It's bad. But that's why
Well,
we need
that's
to be there
like-
for each other.
Yeah, and like the exclusion of gay culture. Anytime something is doing that,
Yeah.
you want to run the other
Anytime
direction.
where it's like, mommy and daddy cookie cutter, boyfriend, girlfriend, kiss, kiss. It's
Who would that sound like?
terrible.
Who would that sound like?
Anything that tells you anything like that, you got to be like,
Well, and you know what I thought was also very funny when you talk about the divine feminine, we're like hosting, feeding people, whatever. I'm like, okay, not Aaron. You know what I mean? Like it's also so funny when people
Yeah.
like, I feel like she would say like, yes, I'm a sexual woman and I exude whatever. And like, sure, maybe. But it's like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like there's women or people in general going around thinking they're in their power and whatever, but they're actually just being kind of shitty to other people and growing their own like self-inflated ego and calling it like divine feminine or something like that. So like I think it can be like a band-aid for a lot of shit
Yeah.
that's like actually literally harming other people.
I mean, the no food does disturb me. It does. Aaron really, and then
What
the
is up
caviar
with
and the
that?
no food. I don't know.
it's
That
really
was annoying.
bizarre.
But Sai was also so annoying with the food thing. It was like, there's only so
The
much
fact
they
that
can
they
edit you.
teamed
She's
up-
like, it's editing. It's editing. Baby girl, you provided a lot of content for that editing.
Yeah. A lot of consistency.
Mm-hmm.
I really wonder if they will bring Sai back.
I wonder too. I mean, people are like, get her out.
Yeah.
I wonder though, my other part of me is like, you know what? Maybe we give her a second chance. She didn't really know how to play it. She thought she was going to come in and be the baddest bitch, and she kind of had to learn the lesson. I would be curious to see how she would approach it next season. If she was the same next season, then I would say, get
or
her
how
out
she
of here.
responds to seeing herself that way in the reunions. I feel like she's going to double down, obviously. Aaron, too, like after someone just told me like that is the mean girl at camp, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
done. Like it's just actually too obvious. And like, I don't know. Now I'm like, do you guys even have sex? Like if somebody talks about fucking that much, like the way she and her husband are like trying to put on this like thing
Like
about it,
we're
I'm like,
always having sex.
I think there's no worse way to come off than like bully someone else's marriage and brag about yours. Like how
The way
fucking
that
lame.
they bully about marriage is crazy. I'm like, first of all, I would never do that.
Who
It's
said that?
called
Ubo, where it's
karma.
like poking holes in someone's marriage. Like what? Your friends are supposed to be the people that you come to if you're having trouble in your relationships. They're like trying to cause problems. Like, haha, they haven't had sex because they had 2 kids at the same time. Like what? It's so silly. And
It's-
like just very mean. I feel
It is.
like.
It's very mean girl, but just in
But
general.
I feel like those are 2 girls who would be like, we're powerful and we're strong,
Strong, and
women
we're just-
and we're divine feminine and whatever.
Yes. Well,
Whatever. Yeah. See how the reunion goes.
I think we should do an experiment. I think we should live for the rest of the week with the intentions of being our divine feminine selves.
I gotta see what I got on the books.
To see.
There's be some stuff I can't show up to
you go,
like that.
you have to be doing like weird divine feminine stuff. Like you just need to be like,
I'm calling in my power.
I'm calling in my power.
But that's also, if someone said I'm calling in my power, I'd be like, good for you. But like if somebody said it in a baby voice, I'd be like, no, don't do that.
I'm calling in my power. I mean, I'm going to try it.
Okay.
I'm going to try calling in my power.
The end of the week being Saturday?
No, I think I'll try it for like the rest of the day. I don't think I can do it for,
Yeah, I have stuff on tonight. I can't.
Where are you going?
I have some stuff I'm doing. I can't. That's actually too embarrassing.
You can't just be in your divine feminine.
Yeah, I don't think so.
What if you talk to Frank like that?
Change for sure.
You gotta change.
I think he would be really weirded out. He had a super feminist mom, so I think that he cannot be manipulated by the same tactics that work.
Yeah.
And he's a different kind of guy.
Yeah, I don't think I can
not
use manipulation with this
mask thing. I don't know.
I do think sometimes I could be a little less rough with Hamide. I think I could be a little softer.
Yeah, same.
I think I could be a little softer to him. Like sometimes I'm just like, Hamide. I look a little bratty and I feel like I should be more like,
Yeah, I think that it's easy to sometimes fall into like the parent-child thing.
That's what my therapist said.
Me, your new therapist. The spot's open and I got time.
Yeah, I know you got time, but I don't know if you would steer me in the right direction, Melissa.
Hamide would be really running the show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'd be bad. All right, we should probably wrap up, huh?
No, I think we're done. I think you guys obviously like, follow, subscribe on all the things. And
if your
also,
divine feminine tells you to.
If your divine feminine tells you to. And also just know we are not endorsing this. We are just talking about it because we thought it was interesting. But we also think it's really kooky and a little bit right-wing and like, be careful.
I think it's a lot right-wing.
Yeah, it's like a little bit, it's giving, where were you on January 6th? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so just be careful with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.